is joining us now live outside of UMC.
Lauren, have you learned anything about why the suspect targeted these two victims?
Well, Jim and Latoya, police did tell us that there was some type of verbal altercation between the suspect and the victim.
Las Vegas,
who sadly
UMC.
died from his injuries, although it's unclear
Stabbing.
over what that altercation was
A
about
patient
and when it happened.
Stab another
Although
patient.
this tragedy is now prompting some leaders to have discussions about how mental health is handled in our state.
Metro Police say it happened in the area of the hospital where psychiatric patients are treated.
Officers, correction officers at the LVMPD, with the LVMPD who were at the hospital, put out over the radio that there was a person with a knife inside of UMC.
Police say that person was a patient who attacked two others with a knife before being taken into custody.
What we know is that our male suspect exited his room, went into a room where another patient was located adjacent to his, and stabbed that male.
That victim, who police say was wearing soft restraints during the attack, died from his injuries. Investigators say the suspect began stabbing a second patient. Thankfully, that victim was able to get away. Two Metro officers, reportedly already at the hospital for a separate assignment, heard the commotion.
They quickly responded. They made entry into that area of the hospital where they located the suspect in his room, and they were able to take him into custody without incident.
Still, questions remain, like how that suspect was able to get a hold of a weapon.
Our investigation will go into that, but right now we do not know how we got the knife.
UMC CEO didn't address that either in his statement. Instead, he expressed sorrow for the loss of life. Also writing, quote, Southern Nevada has an urgent need for additional mental health services. And with few of these specialized facilities in our community, behavioral health patients are frequently transported to acute care hospitals like UMC. In many cases, acute care hospitals are not the correct setting.
The state needs to do better about those types of services.
Says Denisha Mingo, the director of Mingo Health Solutions, pointing out it's time for leaders not just to talk the talk, but to walk the walk when it comes to mental health.
People are reaching out, in my experience, more than ever, but there's still such limited access. There's still such limited support. There's still such limited providers.
Yeah, and clearly this is an issue that still affects so many in our community. Now, Mingos, who you heard from there, has a great nonprofit that addresses some of these mental health concerns. We'll have a link to that on our website, news3lb.com. She also says another issue with Nevada is the fact that we lack certain counselors, particularly counselors of color. So another story that we'll have to dig into right here on News 3. Reporting live outside of UMC, Lauren Clark, News 3.
All right, Lauren, thank you for that. On another front, Nevada Senate